Just be like, here's a couple
I
dolphins.
have asked, is that something that you can coordinate?
That not with the Navy dolphins, because they're busy doing good stuff for us all. But yes,
we're like, listen, we don't need you to look for that ballistic missile. We need you to take Lauren to go on a dolphin ride. I don't know if that's what they're looking for.
I haven't myself, because as some folks know who have heard me chat before, but so everyone has an Achilles heel. Mine is I am terrified of water and don't know how to swim.
What?
Wow.
I know.
Wait,
so what was I doing at the Navy?
But you don't know how to swim? How did you get, what would you do? You just pull them up onto something?
Well, I'm a super nerd. So what they would do is they'd say, hey, Steph, here's a bunch of dolphin data. Your office overlooks the dolphins, but, clickety clack all day long. So
but at this point, you don't feel like you want to learn how to swim?
I'm terrified. I guess it's just something.
Are you terrified because you haven't learned yet?
I'm terrified because I guess I haven't. It's something I'm going to have to take on, Michael. But it is. You can see I'm sweating right now talking about it.
You seem to be working in an aquatic environment, so I would think it would be important, maybe.
I think it's kind of cool. It's like, it's mysterious. It's like, I work with dolphins, but I don't want to swim and I don't know how.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like, makes me think like, it's like a ski instructor that doesn't ski, You're like,
it could be.
What if you fall in helping one of the dolphins?
The dolphin, I'm sure that the dolphin will help me.
You would say, he would grab
Dolphin would say, would certainly kick in.
I wouldn't know about that because Michael still hasn't taken me to ride a dolphin. I'll let you know in the next 40 years if he takes me.
They are gentle, smart creatures.
I'm sure you've rode one with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
What a date.
It wasn't what you thought it was. Wasn't as exciting as.
I imagine it like in my head. It's like Flipper, the movie. You should see how it's so romanticized for me. You hold on to its fin. You're smiling, you're gripping like a horse.
I think she got like a bunch of like water in her mouth, and there might have been like some dolphin shit, honestly, in her mouth.
Yeah,
maybe.
that could have happened.
Okay.
It may not
I think she got really
be
sick from it. I don't think it was that great.
If you could tell our audience something, if you could wave a wand and tell them something about C15, what would it be?
It would be that C15 leverages, right, an evolutionary trick to enabling mammals to live longer, and that we, as in thanks to the Office of Naval Research, have been able to optimize the C15 ingredient so that we can help explain, can facilitate not only explaining how humans live longer than mice, but that we can actually help individuals live longer.
Can anyone take it? Can I give it to my dogs?
Anyone can take it. We went through generally recognized as safe status. It's called GRAS status. You don't have to do it for a supplement. You do it for a food ingredient. And we went through that. And based upon that initial study in which there was no toxicity detected at all, we edged on the safe side and we said 4-year-olds and up. But this includes pregnant women, and women who are nursing. There's a bunch of really exciting studies that have come out with regard to how much C15 mom has dictates how much C15 is in her milk, dictates how much C15 baby gets. There's no C15 in infant formula, and that
you guys got to do that,
right? So we're working on that, and the more C15 baby gets, now multiple studies following children up to 6 years old, showing they have better cognitive development, better body growth, so lower risk of getting food allergies, type 1 diabetes. So these are epidemiological studies, so it's associations, but with all the things that we know about C15 now, it's really understanding it's important at all levels and ages. So
is there anyone that's even a competitor to this? I've never heard of this, and we talked to a lot of different people about supplements.
Yeah,
are you the first to market?
We're first to market. So I was at the Navy when I made the discovery. So the discovery is the Navy's. It's the Navy's discovery. It's and it's patented. So and the work and risk that went into developing, being able to do the science. And as you can imagine, I mean, Eric and I, we must have talked to like 1,000 VCs in the early days of fundraising. And they're like, what are you talking about? And there was the effort. It wasn't just like, oh, we published the science and now there it was. It really has been a 10-year journey with support of the Navy to be able to do the responsible science, to understand what it is that C15 does, at what form is the most optimal, what doses do we need to achieve specific levels. I mean, all of these things that are so important that not every supplement, goes through that. So our ability to work through all of that is in a large part, we were able to do a lot of that because of the patented protection from the Navy.
Some of those VCs are listening to this and hearing patented and hearing this podcast, and they're banging their heads on their desk right now.
I have to say something about VCs. Sorry. But investors, and I've seen this across the board, when they look at you like you're a two-headed monster and they don't know what you're talking about, I believe you're onto something. If I went to an investor and I was like, I'm launching this, and they were like, yeah, we get it, there'd be I love telling an investor when I started going out for investors 4 years ago, and they would be like, I don't get it. What do you mean? People don't roll their face like a roller. No one's going to buy that. Mouth tape. What? When people don't get it, I'm like, okay, I'm on to something. So the fact that they all said no, I feel like is such, it's such a,
just be like, here's a couple dolphins.
I have asked, is that something that you can coordinate?
That not with the Navy dolphins, because they're busy doing good stuff for us all. But yes,
but like, listen, we don't need you to look for that ballistic missile. We need you to take Lauren to go on a dolphin ride. I don't know if that's what they're looking for.
I haven't myself, because as some folks know who have heard me chat before, but everyone has an Achilles heel. Mine is that I am terrified of water and don't know how to swim.
What?
Wow.
I know.
Wait,
so what was I doing at the Navy?
But you don't know how to swim? How did you get, what would you do? You just pull them up onto something?
Well, I'm a super nerd. So what they would do is they'd say, hey, Steph, here's a bunch of dolphin data. Your office overlooks the dolphins, but